Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today I just want to do a quick review of Plug, Power, and Nio. Okay, that's Plug, Power, and Nio. And we're going to get into some information here because I would like to just go over the information that we went over last week. So you guys get some information about good investments versus short-term, long-term investments, etc. So let's quickly go over to one of our stocks. And right now we're going to go over to Plug Power. Again, I would like to read some information about Plug Power. It says Plug Power is an American company engaged in design and manufacturing of hydrogen fuel cell systems that replace conventional batteries and equipment and vehicles powered by electricity. Okay, so they're using hydrogen fuel cells. The company headquarters is in New York, and a branch of it is in Spokane, Washington, as well as Rochester, New York. All right, now today's return, it was always up to 19%, 19%. So for you day traders out there who love to day trade with stocks that are under $10, if you would have invested in Plug Power or maybe got some information prior to, you would have made 19%, almost 20% return on your money today. Now, as we're getting closer to the market closing here in the next 30 minutes or so, then those people who are day trading late possibly can actually put in some some options and actually bet on it going down. Now, dealing with my analysis, they're going to teeter there and forth. They're going to go back, they're going to go up, they're going to go down. But essentially, I believe Plug Power is going to be an alternative to electrical powered vehicles, okay? Because as we move to this green new world, we're using electricity, but right now, electricity is still using some remnants of oil and also carbon. Hydrogen is essentially a gas. So, and it's a natural gas, okay? It's not produced. You can actually, get it. You have natural gas, where natural gas usually sits in a pocket above oil. We have natural gas, hydrogen gas, this, that, and the other. So we need to understand the different types of fuel. That's why I always tell investors, invest in things that you've done your information about, invest in things that you've done your research about, invest in things that you have some sort of information. That way you can make solid choices. And guess what? Know the nature of the business a little bit, okay? But most importantly, those tools that we went over last week about your movement averages, your relative strength index, your Bollinger index, those will help you to make a very educated and investor type of guesstimation when it comes to investing, okay? When it comes to investing. But Plug Power, again, today went up 19%. Let's look at Plug Power in the last 5 days. Now, according to Google, as you can see our histogram here, as we look at this information, and if we look right below your line chart here, we see that the 52-week low was $1.88. Okay, so this is in a year span. So 52-week low was $1.88. Now, if somebody were to tell you that, hey, within a year's time frame, Plug Power would be worth $8, how many of you would have thrown $2,000 if you had it on it? I know I would have. Okay, I know I would have. And this is the painstaking glory of investing. You just don't know. You have to actually do your research and believe in a company at the same time. Again, I like to point out what Warren Buffett said. He said that the transfer of wealth is from the impatient to the patient, meaning those who are impatient, oh, I'm gonna sell all my stock and I'm gonna move it and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Those are the people who actually transfer wealth to people who invest, sit and hold, okay? Sit and hold. Because who would have known that Amazon would have been over $2,000 a share, Facebook over $200 a share, Tesla over $1,000 a share, okay? Who would have known that? Like, oh, Elon Musk, he's a crook, he's this, he's crazy, but the stock is over $1,000. I don't know what it is today, but I know last week it got over to $1,000. But look at this. Here we are with the line chart, and we see how the stock has progressed since the 5-year mark. It was at $5.98, at $6. So if you would have invested then on June 23rd, which is what, last week, you would have made $2 off of each share you would have bought of this stock. Let's go back a little bit more. Let's go back 6 months, okay, 6 months, because now we can see how the line chart really depicts how the stock is appreciating, depreciating in value, okay? So we go all the way back to December 30th at $3 a share, a share, essentially. Now, you would have made roughly $5 on your money. If someone say, you know what, man, for every $3 you give me, I'm going to give you $5. Okay, that's extraordinary because you're making what's that? 3-4 times the amount of money on your return, your ROI, your return of investment. So that's really significant to point out. Now, as we see throughout that time, there have had some dips where at one point they were up in February at $5.72, and then back in March they got down to $2.76. But now here they are like a mountaintop, peaking, about to surpass $8. Now their high was at $8.26. Okay, $8.26. But we have to understand, again, those stocks fluctuate here and there, but this is very imperative that you have to figure out what type of investor you are. Are you a day trader? Are you short-term, long-term, or life-term? Meaning life-term investments are usually people who invest in stocks and shares that have dividends, that have those kickbacks. Every 3 to 4 months, you're receiving dividends on those returns. That's a lifelong term investor. And hopefully I encourage all of you guys to be lifelong, where you go out and you look for stocks that actually returns dividends. And here's the thing. You can do drips where you reinvest your dividends, or you can have those dividends to automatically be deposited into your bank account. Yes, there are people who out the course of time in their 20s and 30s and 40s who are now 60 went out and bought a crap load of stocks that gave their dividends. And now some of them simply live off their dividends. Okay, they live off their dividends. That is a true statement. That's why you don't see people working. They're at home all day. They're doing certain things because they're living off their dividends. And that is a lifetime investor. When it comes to day trading, you're buying and selling maybe 2 or 3 to 6 stocks, however you the amount of volume you're moving, a quantity of those stocks. But usually most day traders I know, they try to look at no more than 4 stocks. And that's a bit much, okay? Because they're looking how to increase their margins bit by bit throughout the day. They're looking at all sorts of indicators, okay? Then your short-term investors, that can be anywhere from a month to a year, okay? And those long-term investors, they looking more so 3 to 5 years, okay? 3 to 5 years, they may hold a stock, or even longer, okay? So there's different ways how to skin the cat. Hope you don't do that. But it's just the way that you look at it. That's just the way I look at investors. Me, myself, I try to be all of those, okay? I day trade a little bit. I haven't done that in the past week or so, but short-term, long-term, and also lifetime investor where you can get those kickbacks. But when you're young, when you're as of age and you don't really need the money, then I think that is actually a great idea that you reinvest your dividends, okay? Like I still invest with Fundrise. I know that's going to be long-term, okay? I got a whole nother 20 years to invest in Fundrise. So I'm not even looking at the Fundrise account that much. I probably look at it maybe once every 2 weeks, something around, that amount of times. But let's move along. We have another stock that we need to look at, and it's Nio, okay? And it's Nio. Now, and again, Nio took a beating last week, okay? Nio took a beating last week. But let's look at if you were a short-term investor, okay? You was a short-term trader. Again, I like to go that month to a year time frame when it's short term. But look at this. So the 52-week low of Nio is $1.20, $1.19. What if you, when that was $1.19, actually put your money in Nio? Look how much money you would have you would have gained off your return. That's the power of investing. That's the power of being patient, okay? Having patience. Some of you and some of us are so eager to make a quick profit that we don't take the time to not do anything at all. We always got to do something. We always got to move money like we are some sort of financial genius. Okay, we understand that we're going through a crisis right now. There's a lot of things in America that's going on that actually affects the stocks, because the things that go on in America affect those CEOs, those workers, those managers, those supervisors, and those silent investors who actually fund the company to run every day. So when you have a pandemic, that can either help some profit margins or really hurt a lot of businesses. And it happens that way. When we had a lot of the protesting, and I see that the protesting is dying down, but there's still some low levels of protesting, that also can hurt or help a business. Because if you notice, a lot of businesses come out and say, we support the Black community. We support the Black community. We are against systemic racism. We're against white supremacy. We're against symbols and statues that really offend the African American community. Basically like the Confederate statues and the Confederate flag of that nature. Talking about Southern heritage. No, they lost the war. The Confederates lost the war. I don't know any other country that's waving flags with you fought against yourself in a civil war and you're celebrating the losers. We're the only country. Okay, take that to note. But anyway, the point I'm making here is let's look at the 1 month return. 1 month return. See, this is what I like to see with a stock. There's not a lot going on. Okay, as some people would say in COVID-19, we're trying to flatten the curve. Well, this is not actually that bad, because we have to understand that Nio has been taking money from a lot of people. They have a lot of investors, but they are essentially the copycat Tesla of China. That doesn't mean that's bad, because Alibaba is doing really well, and they're the copycat of Amazon. Okay, they're the Chinese Amazon. That's their code name. And Nio is the Chinese Tesla. Someone said, oh, well, they're not going to do that well because this, that, and the other. Let me tell you something. Some of you guys already know this. Some of you guys and girls guys and ladies already know this, is that when you want to be successful, what do people tell you? What's the advice they give you? Model someone or something that is successful. You're not going to model a homeless person because you don't look at that as success. You're going to model somebody who may have a nice house, a nice car, or a big bank account, or owns businesses, or whatever you're into. Maybe as a tech person, a software engineer, a computer engineer, a scientist, a researcher, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever the profession is. You're like, hey, how did you become this successful? How did you become a doctor? You want to kind of follow and get some advice, get some information to follow somewhat in their footsteps. Some people may follow a few steps. Some people may mimic their entire career because they like what they have. It just depends, okay? It just depends. So as we're looking at Nio and we're understanding how this stock is growing slowly, but nonetheless, it is growing. Let's look at the 6 months. Now, this is what I don't like to see, but patience is in the middle. Patience is in the middle. So let's go to one of these peaks here, $5.17 back in January 21st. You're like, okay, Nio is doing really well. Let me stay with Nio. Then some of you got weary as it started to trickle down. And this is when COVID really hit. This is when COVID really hit. Of course, we understand that COVID came out of Wuhan, China. That is the information that is given. So when you hear China, a lot of investors got weary. A lot of investors got scary. A lot of investors got impatient. So they took a dive. Now, as the economy began to bounce back, you can actually see the stock start to climb again. Now, again, last week, Nio and Plug Power actually took a major hit, but they are bouncing back. They're bouncing back. And what I really want you to pay attention to here is the 52-week low is $1.19. The 52-week high is $7.90. That's phenomenal. Again, for you day traders, this would have been great profit margins. For you short term, a month to a year, this would have been phenomenal if you would have caught it right now. If you would have sold when it hit $7.90 and you bought it at $1.50, $1.60, or $2. That is the power of investing. That's the power of being patient, okay? That's the power of being patient. Let me read some of your notes here, Lot. I see Clan Killer is actually the only one really commenting, and Nolan Baptiste. What's going on, Nolan? So Killer says, Workhorse and Lacidia stocks, check it out, okay? I know about Workhorse. They're doing pretty well. I bought mine at $5. Should I buy more? I'll let you know. Give me a second here. We'll look into it. Ross is always blessing us with his knowledge. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, my brother. Off the topic, can you make a quick explanation of price action method? I'm gonna get on with you there. I'll look that up and we'll go over that. With Berkshire, you'll never ever have to work again. No, you won't. I'm considering investing on Start Engine crowdfunding. Start Engine crowdfunding. I know about Start Engine. What's the other one that's a crowdfunding source? Man, I forgot. So anyway, let's get back to it. We say you want to look up. What are we looking up here? We're going to look up. Are we looking at Workhorse? I'm sorry, guys. I'm lost track here. Let's do some research real quick. Let's look at Workhorse. There we go. So one of the subscribers, Killer 187, says that he bought Workhorse at $1.87. Okay, and look at what's going on today. They're up 46%. Let's read about what Workhorse is. I love great stock information. I absolutely love it. Workhorse Group Incorporated is an American manufacturing company based in Cincinnati, Ohio, currently focused on manufacturing electrically powered delivery and utility vehicles. The company was founded in 1998. Investors who took over the production of General Motors, Sirius step van, and motorhome chassis. So this stock is doing fairly well. The 52-week low is $1.32, and the 52-week high is $15.41. Now, we understand that America is moving to be green. And essentially that means we're getting off of carbon-based fuels. We're moving more to electricity, onto solar power. So I tell people buy silver because silver is a major component in building and making solar panels. So that's another good tip that you guys can use. Again, this company has risen $14 in the last year. So again, one of the subscribers, Clan Killer, he bought it at $5 a share. So essentially, he's made $10 off his investments. Now, I like to kind of give you a visual. Think about that someone told you for every $5 within a year's time frame, I'm gonna give you $10. So you double your money. Okay, you double your money. In this case, you almost triple your money because you're gonna get back what you put in plus double. But people just say double your money. You don't count what you put in. But you're gonna double your money here. Okay, you're not gonna lose any money. If this is a great stock to buy now, I see large potentials of growth here. Large potential growth. Now, this is kind of outside of the realm that I like to push young novice investors in when a stock is above $10, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good buy, okay? I wonder what the analysts are saying. I'm gonna try to go over to my Robinhood account really quickly, right before your very eyes. And I wanna see what the analyst rating is on Workhorse. Let's see here. Okay, 1481. It looked like, okay, it dropped down, but we're up 46% today. And the analyst rating, and they don't have one. They don't have one. They don't have one. So let's look at this. All right, do we have any information on Workhorse what to buy, sell, or hold? That's what I like to look at, buy, sell, or hold. But they're not giving us the quick information that I love to show you guys. I don't like to tinker around while I'm live because I know that some people like, hey, you want the information, go invest and get out. And I know that the market is about to close in 13 minutes, I believe. All right, let me read your notes. Also, you said Wuhan can't go to B. And we got KNCL said just buy Nio 2021 and call today. Oh, nice. That's good, KN. And then we got Ron Beck. What do you think of Iron Mountain? The dividend is almost 10%. Let's look up Iron Mountain while we're live here. Let's look up Iron Mountain. Let's look it up. IRM. Okay. Let me look at their year profits. Ooh, okay. But you're saying dividends. So I'm not going to focus on that they're actually not doing well in the past year. I'm not going to look at that. There's a lot of things that's happened this year. Let's look at the last month. Okay. Last day, they're up 4%, but you said the dividends, okay, the dividends. All right, here's the analyst ratings on this one. They got buy 63%, hold 13%, and sell 25%. Now, where are these dividends at? Robinhood is slipping. Robinhood is slipping. This is not what I want to see. Okay. All right, here we go. Maybe I was just overlooking it. As we can tell here, we said the 52-week low is $21 and the 52-week high is $34. And like you said, the dividends are at 9.97. Now, when was this company actually created? That's another key point for me. Okay, they got 26,000 employees, so it's a fairly large company. It says Iron Mountain engages in the provision of storage and information management solution that operates through the following business segments: North American Record Information Management Business, North American Data Management Business, Western Europe Business, and other international business, Global Data Center Business, and corporate and other business. So they're worldwide international business. I'm not going to read all of that. I'm just trying to find a year. The company was founded by Herman Cush in 1951. Yes. So for the subscriber, so what do you think of Iron Mountain? The dividend is almost 10%. Now for a long-term to lifetime investment, I believe this is a good buy for dividends, not for appreciation for your stock value. No, for dividends. Okay. There's a lot of fluctuations here that I don't like. Let's look at the 5-year tenure. 5 years, they're still negative. They're operating out of debt. They're still negative. I'm pretty sure they're operating out of debt, but they are giving a lot back to their investors. Okay. That's when I like to go over to no other than Market Watch. And, you know, some of these are my favorite websites. Okay. Some of these are my favorite websites. And we're going to look up IRM. Let's look at this fairly quickly. Okay. Gotta move this thing out of my way. All right, here we go. Iron Mountain. So let's look here. Oh, they're not operating out of debt. I see their EPS, earnings per share. They are a profitable company. It's just that their stock is not doing well. Okay, so incorrect analysis on my part. And we have their dividends at 9.63, 9.97. They vary, but they're still over 9% at 62 cents. Now, would it help their dividends if their appreciation of stock value goes up? Then the dividends usually go up. When a company becomes more successful and their appreciation of their stocks go up, so does dividends. So again, I mean, they're giving out dividends. It's not that much, even though it's 9%, about to be 10%, but it's still a lifetime, you know, long-term to lifetime investment. So I believe it's a good buy. They established a company in 1951, so they're not a young company. They're not a young company. They are essentially 19 years old, okay, 19, 20 years old. So not bad at all, not bad at all. What else do we have here? Let's see here. KN says, I want to try, I do not understand what that means. Oh, WK Workhorse is still having nothing, okay. And then Killer says, Ideanomics is another stock I would like to jump into. We went over that. We went Ideanomics. I did a whole special on that last week, but fairly quickly, we'll just do a brief overview since I got you guys on here. We'll go over that. I just want to use the Google. And I believe that's IDIX. I believe that's that stock. There it is. Now, let's look at their 52-week low is 28 cents. and their 52-week high is phenomenal at almost $4. So, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, this is the power of investing, okay? This is the power of investing. Let's look at their 6-month return. Look at this. Look at this. This is what I love to see. This is what I love to see. Now, today, they're down to $2. So this stock is all over the board, okay? What I mean is, at one point, you're up at $3, now you're down at $2, then you was at 28 cents, then you was at 80 cents. You know, there's a lot going on with the stock. And they founded this company back in 2004. They have some subsidiaries here, Delaware Board of Trade Holdings. So I believe they're going to be around for a while. Let's look at what MarketWatch says about them. Let's look at IDEX. And I'm going to get out of here, guys. I will not bore you today with this great information. I'm not going to bore you. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, they are a company operating out of debt. I believe I covered that last week. As we can see, but they have rose in year to date 144%. 144%. Let's go over to Robinhood. Let's look at IDEX. Give you all sorts of tools here. So you guys can do a lot of this research for yourself, and that way you understand how this information is coming at you. And again, last week I did a review of a stock, and then I gave people information on stock tools, stock analysis tools that'll help you to be a more educated investor. Okay, let's look at this really quickly. So they established themselves back in 2014. It says it engages in the provision of business consulting services related to traditional financing, as well as developing digital asset services through artificial intelligence and blockchain-enabled financial service platforms. So again, anytime you hear terms like cryptocurrencies and blockchains, they do have their hand in digital currencies, okay? Digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain is the blockchain is the security of cryptocurrencies, okay? Big companies like IBM are dealing with blockchain technology. So that's actually good to look at. All right, so that's my information for today. We kind of did a review of Plug Power, and also we did a Plug Power, and we did Nio, and we threw on some extra information that people was putting up in the chat. I'm gonna read your last comments and I'm gonna get out of here, guys. See, Ron Beck said we already went over that. And then, okay, and last but not least, Ron Beck says Clear Value Tax talked about RM doing it in his stock accounts that you can follow along on. Okay, I think I know who Clear Value Tax is. He's a very well-educated Asian guy that does a lot of stock analysis as well, and also stimulus check updates. So that's a very good channel as well. But hey, here I go over stock analysis as well. I don't know how deep he goes into it. I looked at a couple of his videos, which aren't bad at all. But here I like to get into the nitty gritty of things, and I don't like to talk over people's head. I like to get right to the heart of the matter and how I look at and break down and deconstruct stocks. So maybe you'll get a different feel with my channel. If you're not Ron Beck, please like and subscribe to this video. That way you get stimulus check updates as well as stock analysis, okay? And you can compare the two, okay? We all have our different methods of how we go about giving information and giving investors the advice that's gonna put money in their pockets. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time for today. I hope you guys got some great information. If you're a first-time viewer, please subscribe to this channel where I give you money saving tips, investment tips, and all other sorts of information dealing with your finances, as well as stimulus state. Right now, there's no stimulus to be updated. We're still waiting. Essentially, it has been introduced through the Eagles plan for a second round stimulus. Trump actually said that he supports verbally, he said this verbally, that he supports a second round stimulus. So right now, we're just waiting for the House and the Senate to do something, okay, to do something, for them to actually put it in so they can vote on it. But anyway, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great day. Be safe. Wear your mask. I'm out.